Chinese last month unveiled the world's first digital currency from a major power. Currency that would not be printed but would exist only in cyberspace on your phone, for example. Is the Fed working on a digital dollar?
We are actually evaluating that. Most major countries are now looking at the possibility of having a digital currency and really asking the question, in our very modern advanced economy with a fast, efficient, full-blown payment system, would adding a digital currency, a form of digital currency, would it actually benefit?
Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass.
This is pretty interesting, folks. The Federal Reserve is doing a study, and they're not even keeping it secret. And so they're kind of like signaling this is where we're going. And this is how you desensitize the public against resistance. Cash is soon going to be crash. It's going to be trash. It's going to go away. They are looking seriously at nothing but digital currency. The Fed, the people who oversee the printing of the dollar, and they make a hefty little profit off of that too. Did you know they're doing this? Do you know this is part of the Great Reset? Do you know that they're really telling you they're going to do it, and they say they're doing a study, but it's just public? If they were doing a study for feasibility, they would not be telling you. They're looking how to change over. And I predict when they do something like this, and we've seen currency exchanges before in the past in various countries, and here's what they typically do. It's precipitated by a crisis. Sometimes the crisis is brought on intentionally to make the change. We often call that a false flag. Sometimes the crisis happens naturally and it precipitates the change. Who knows what they have planned? I have no idea. But there'll be a banking holiday to follow. And in this banking holiday, then you'll come in and they'll say, okay, we're going to give you X amount of dollars for the blah, blah, blah. So if you've got cash holdings, you have to bring them in. And generally, if you've been hoarding cash, that's really bad news for you. Let's say you've kept $50,000 for the sake of argument. Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, oh, we're going to give you 10% on the dollar. Oh, we'll give you 40% on the dollar if you're lucky. How do we know? Well, they just did this in Cyprus a few years ago. And the money you have in the bank, well, I have $100,000 in the bank all ready for retirement. No, you don't. Not any longer. That $100,000 just became $20,000. And then it goes digital. Now, why do they want to do digital? Because they don't want you resisting their rules, whatever their rules are going to be. I think the one that's on everyone's mind now is vaccine mandates, but it's any rule. Anything that they say, you will not do this and participate in our system. They don't want parallel economies. They want to prevent underground economies. And this is why Biden, I mean, come on, let's just use common sense here. Why does Biden have to spend $85 million to hire new IRS agents? The laws are basically the same. I mean, they're making some major tax increases, but I mean, the tax structure is the same. They're not overhauling anything. So why do they have to spend that kind of money? That's because they're going to make darn sure there's no black market economies. When the Soviet Union economy fell in 1989, the mafia took it over, and everything was black market. This is what they're trying to prevent. On one side, I have to say that's a good thing. We don't want to be run by mafia economy. On the other side, it's a bad thing because then they control all the money and you're locked into their system. And if you don't play by their rules, you don't play. That's what a digital currency will do. And mark my words, it'll come in during a banking holiday. It always does. Doesn't matter. Name a country where they have done this. Russia, Cyprus, go down the list. They have always done a bank holiday. You say, well, I'm going to hoard as much money as I can. That is a bad, 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 bad move. Because they're only going to accept so much cash. And some people say, if they accept any. Oh, I think they will. But there are some people who are telling me, Dave, they're not going to take any cash at that point. No, they will. They will. Otherwise, they'll have a big rebellion on their hand. They won't just say it's worth zero either. Because if they did, people would be picking up the guns and the pitchforks. So people are going to say, well, I don't like what's happening, but I got something. And it'll probably keep them from rebelling. That's how they'll look at this. I think this is exactly where this is going, and all the signs are there. The Great Reset is coming. Digital currency. We're told that, right? Right? Okay. Now we know the Federal Reserve is doing a big study on this. And I'm just saying what history says about currency exchanges and how they happen.
Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.